I've been driving Uber part-time for almost 2 years now, mostly night shifts. They pay better and the roads are quieter. I've picked up drunks, couples fighting, businessmen half asleep, even a guy who insisted his cat needed its own seatbelt. But nothing prepared me for the ride I'm about to tell you. This happened in October. A cold night. The kind where the air feels a little too still. It was 1:12 a.m. when the request came in. Pickup, Gray Hollow Road. I frowned. Gray Hollow was practically outside the city, near a stretch of abandoned warehouses. Normally, I avoided requests from that area, but I hadn't gotten many rides that night, and the fare estimate looked good. So I accepted. As I drove through the dimly lit outskirts, my headlights cut through thin sheets of fog drifting over the road. My GPS instructed me to take a left down a long, empty street. A few street lamps flickered, barely doing their job. The warehouses looked dead, their broken windows reflecting the moonlight like hollow eyes. That's odd, I muttered when I approached the pin location. No house. No building entrance. Just a massive empty parking lot. But the app insisted, "You have arrived." I was about to cancel when a figure stepped out of the shadows. A man. He walked slowly toward the car, hands in his coat pockets. He wore a black hoodie, the hood pulled low. Something about his pace felt deliberate, rehearsed. I rolled the window halfway down. Are you Michael?" He nodded once. His face stayed hidden in the shadow of the hood. Every instinct screamed at me to cancel the ride and drive off. But then he opened the back door and slipped inside before I could say anything. His voice came low, calm, almost too calm. "Drive straight." "I need to start the ride first," I said, tapping my phone. "No," he said softly. "Just drive." My hand froze. Uber protocol or not, something felt wrong. But he wasn't doing anything threatening, yet, so I slowly pulled forward. The GPS kept trying to reroute. He kept saying, "Straight. Keep going straight." After a few minutes of tense silence, I asked, "So, where are we heading?" He didn't answer at first. He was sitting directly behind me so I couldn't see his face clearly in the mirror. Then, in a low voice, he said something that chilled my spine. "You already passed where we should have gone." I swallowed. "Art. Okay, what destination should I put in?" "No destination," he said. "Just keep driving. I'll tell you when." My stomach tightened. "Look man, I need something. I can't just drive blindly." The air seemed to thicken. His voice dropped into something cold, something empty. "You pick me up. So now you're responsible for getting me there." I gripped the wheel tighter. I kept driving. After another minute, I glanced at the mirror, and that's when I noticed something disturbing. He wasn't sitting straight. He was leaning forward, his face still hidden, and it looked like he was listening. Not to me. To something else. His head twitched slightly every couple of seconds as if reacting to sounds only he could hear. That was it. I pulled into a gas station lot, where bright lights spilled across the pavement. "Listen," I said, forcing confidence into my voice. "I can't continue the trip unless I know our destination. Company rules. Safety rules." Slowly the man lifted his head. And finally I saw part of his face. His skin was pale, too pale. His eyes were wrong. Wide, with a strange flatness to them, like he wasn't fully present. His lips barely moved when he spoke. "You should keep driving." It wasn't a threat. It was a statement. A fact he expected me to obey. "Sir, I'm ending the ride," I said firmly. "You need to get out." He didn't move. Instead, he tilted his head to the side. The corner of his mouth twitched, not like a smile, more like a glitch. "There are people watching you," he whispered. My chest tightened. "What?" He lifted a hand, slowly, and pointed toward the dark area beyond the station lights. I turned my head. At first I saw nothing. Just darkness stretching behind the building. Then, movement. Several faint silhouettes standing just outside the ring of light. So, silent. Watching. My heart thudded so violently I felt dizzy. "Who are they?" I whispered. He didn't answer. When I turned back, he was staring at me in the mirror, this time with a strange intensity. "They don't like when you refuse," he said. My breath came fast and shallow. I don't know what's going on, but I'm calling the police." His lips curled upward, barely. "You won't make it in time." Everything inside me screamed run. Drive. Escape. So I slammed the car into reverse. But the moment I backed up, the silhouettes moved fast toward the car. I couldn't see their faces, just their shapes, human shapes, but there was something unnatural in how they moved, too quick, too smooth. "Go," the man said simply. I threw the car into drive and sped out of the station, tires screeching. My hands trembled as I gripped the wheel. Where are they from? What do they want? I yelled. The man leaned forward again, whispering, "They follow the ones who see them." See them? I didn't see their faces. That's enough. I felt tears building in my eyes from pure panic. I took a sharp turn, heading toward the main road, desperate for any sign of life, of safety. My heart hammered so loud it drowned out everything else. After a few minutes of speeding through winding roads, I realized something horrifying. The man wasn't in the back seat anymore. The door hadn't opened. I hadn't heard anything. He was just gone. I slammed the brakes, breathing hard, whipping my head around. Empty. The seat was completely empty. No indent where someone had been sitting. No trace at all. My chest tightened so painfully I thought I might pass out. Shaking, I grabbed my phone to call the police. But before I could dial, the screen lit up with a notification. Thank you for completing your ride with Michael. White medium star, white medium star, white medium star, white medium star, white medium star. I froze. Then another message appeared. Michael left you a tip. My veins turned cold. I threw the phone onto the passenger seat as if it were burning. I didn't sleep for 2 days. The next morning, I checked the trip details in the app. The ride had ended at the exact spot he vanished. The address listed was a cemetery. The coordinates dropped right at a gravestone. Michael had died there 3 years ago. I deleted Uber after that. I don't drive nights anymore. But sometimes, late when the streets are quiet, I feel eyes on me again. Not one pair. Several. Watching from just beyond the streetlights, waiting for me to notice them again. Waiting for me to see them. Waiting for me to drive. If you thought that ride was over, think again. The streets are darker than you realize, and some passengers are never just passengers. If you enjoyed this horror story, make sure to subscribe to Do of Dread and hit that notification bell, because the next nightmare could be closer than you think. Leave a like, comment your thoughts, and share your own terrifying experiences. I want to hear what keeps you up at night. Remember, some rides never really end.